We are back, baby! And flyer than ever.
My legs are really bad.
Get off! I got my basic bitch strength.
It's game time and I'm up one. Name something I ain't done. Name a body that's my type. Air Jordan, I'll take flight. I'm next level, I'm franchise.
To our winner, Juliarene.
Boss babes and bros, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Juliarene and I'm an ifbb wellness pro, and I want to welcome you to my road to Olympia soon. I'm so tired today, guys, and my legs hurt really bad, and I have to go do cardio, but I woke up late, so I have to eat first and then go do cardio. I trained legs on Monday and they hurt still, and it's Thursday and they hurt so bad, and I only have 2 out of my 5 cardio sessions done, and I have to try and go get another one done, but they hurt so bad and I just want to curl up and cry. But it's part of it. Same old breakfast that we've had many times before. I got me a nice bowl of oatmeal. I will cherish you until you're gone, and then I will miss you when you're gone. I'm at that point in prep now where I'm using baby spoons to eat. Look how little. There's a little spoon. And then if I used a little spoon, then I take smaller bites and it doesn't go away as fast. You know what I mean? I'm just a girl eating the weenies.
Weenie Hut Juniors? Are you saying I belong at Weenie Hut Juniors?
Nothing to see here. Okay, so I bought a new little backpack. You see, look how cute it is. But it is built for really tiny people. It's literally stuck. Like, look how tight this is. Can you even see? Frick. I need help. Okay. Get off! I don't like it. I don't have the energy for this. Okay, we're going. Let's going. Got it. Holy moly. Who is this built for? Jeez, this is definitely not built for people who work out, but it's Adidas. Okay, so we are about done with our first session of cardio. Excuse me. I'll probably have to come back later and do some more cardio, but I decided to do the treadmill because the movement of bending my knees too much is what is destroying my quads, and I knew that if I did the Stairmaster, I wasn't going to be able to do any of it, so I traded it out for this treadmill. And what I do for the treadmill is incline 12, speed 3. Since I do steady state on the Stairmaster, I'm trying to like match it for the treadmill. And it's working really well because I'm not having to like bend my knees too much, but I'm still getting my legs moving. And like, it is a really good thing to rest your legs whenever you're sore and like can't move. But also like when it's this bad, I encourage you to like get your legs moving. Because if you just sit and do nothing and like wait for them to heal, they're gonna still feel like rocks. So getting them moving a little bit, like nothing that's like too intense, but even just like going on a walk with your dog or walking on the treadmill for a little bit, getting them moving and getting some circulation up in there is going to help you heal and recover quicker. Just don't go too crazy. Don't like do a crap ton of HIIT style or anything like that, because that'll just further push your recovery. Alrighty, we are done with our first session of cardio, and I showered really quick and we're getting ready to go and get my lashes filled. I go and get them filled every 2 weeks so that my lashes be on point. And then we are going to check in with Zach because today is my weekly check-in with him. We're going to take some progress photos, and then he's probably going to change our plan because we have a new plan going forward, which I'll update you guys about later. This is what they look like before. And we are back, baby! And flyer than ever. I got my basic bitch drink.
That is so fetch.
Guys, when I'm on prep, like, damn, my eyelashes are huge. When I'm on prep, low calorie drinks, like energy drinks and like a low calorie coffee, like these are like my treats because I can't really have anything that's sugary. And so when I get these, it's like, So what I get is a venti iced blonde Americano. Blonde because it tastes really good. The blonde coffee is way better. 2 pumps of sugar-free vanilla syrup. They do have sugar-free syrup, so I use the sugar-free syrup in season or off season anyways because it's lower calorie. I do 1 Splenda, and then I'll have them do like a splash of milk just so that, you know, it's a little bit creamier but doesn't add too much calories. One thing that you can also do is get this and then just add your own milk at home, like a lower calorie milk, you know? Bending down like this hurts my quad so much. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of what my body's looking like. So in the last video, Zach and I were talking to you about how we were staying with about 1650 calories, which was the lower end of the refeed week that we did. So after our check-in today, my weight didn't really move from that point. So that is our sign that we need to make adjustments. So I'm gonna show you what my body is like, and then we're gonna go over the adjustments for this week. Okay, so I have my plan right here. Zach just made the adjustments based off of my check-in. So right now, what we're going back to is the calories that we were at before we even did the refeed week, which is the lowest calories that I've been on, because that was where my body was moving. So we basically did the lower calories. We did the refeed week, which was good just to get like a diet break, to boost my metabolism again. And then now we're back down. Kind of like I've told you guys before, this really works for my body, kind of shocking it in a way, because these little adjustments, my body doesn't really do very much to it. It takes a lot and big jumps for my body to like move, and we're just trying so hard to get past this 153 range, which is always the hardest for me. It's always hard for me to get into the 140s, but once we start getting into the 140s, that's when my body will start moving quicker. So hopefully with this adjustment, going back down to the lower calories, we'll get into that range. So now what we're going to be doing as far as the meal plan goes, we are going to still have relatively the same breakfast where we have the chicken sausage, we have some oats. He did cut out the berries or the fruit in my breakfast because it has a little bit of carbs, but it doesn't have too much. So we're just relying on the carbs from the oats, you know, to be some sort of energy. Then meal number 2, we have a lower carb meal. Meal number 3, which is the pre-workout meal. So now we're kind of working on meal timing as well. So making sure that I'm getting the most amount of carbs in my meal plan right before I go work out. So that is going to be a protein, and we're gonna have a good amount of oats in there too. Post-workout, another low carb meal, which is meal number 4. I have 6 meals a day. And then we have meal number 5, which is going to have carbs in it as well. And then we have another low carb meal at the end of the night. So right now it's like a balance between 3 carb meals and 3 lower carb meals, with a heavier carb meal on my pre-workout meal so that I have enough energy to get through my workout, because I have a feeling that with this drop, my body's gonna start getting really tired, and I can already tell that things are starting to change because I'm getting cold all the time now, which is a sign that my body fat is getting lower. Like I'm just cold all the time, and I always run really hot all the time. So this is not something that usually happens to me, so that's a sign. And I'm starting to get hungrier between my meals, like really itching to have my next meal. So then, I mean, this is a good thing. Like these signs are good because it's telling me that my body's getting hungry, and that's the name of the game right now. And as far as cardio, we've bumped it back up to a higher amount, which is going to be the highest amount that I have done so far in this prep. And so we're gonna keep it at this range until it stops working. And once it stops working, then that's when we know to make an adjustment. So as you guys have seen, that this is kind of the theme. Like we try something, we check on it, see how it works, give it like 7 to 14 days to try and do its thing. And if it doesn't work, then we make adjustment. If it does work, we keep going with it, and we use that until it stops working. So, I mean, when you're cutting, that's just kind of, you know, rule of thumb. Like if it's not working, you either need to increase your energy expenditure or you need to start cutting calories more. So that's what we're going to do. And I have a way bigger update for you guys, but I'm going to do that with you after I get my workout in. All right, guys, we are on our way to the gym. It has been a freaking crazy day of trying to like fit everything in. I have a photo shoot tomorrow in the morning, so I'm gonna be like not able to work in the morning. And I just realized that my package for what I was supposed to wear for the photo shoot is not gonna be coming until Monday, when I paid for it to be coming today. So that's really cool, super cool. So now I have to go and try and find other stuff to wear to the shoot after I work out and after I do cardio. So yeah. right, guys, we are done training legs and we finished cardio, and it was so much easier this time because I was actually getting my body moving. And like I was telling you this morning, sometimes when your legs just like really hurt, getting them moving even in a little bit of a way is so good. And like I can actually walk now, so it's kind of crazy. So I've been getting a lot of questions about wellness posing, and I wanted to have a designated like portion in this video of wellness posing so that if anyone's curious, then they can come back to it and look for it and just get an idea of what they're looking for. So the first video I'm going to show you is the mandatory poses for wellness. So each category has their own set of mandatory poses that they look for. I'm just going to show you the wellness ones because that's the category that I compete in. And the purpose of these mandatory poses is so that you have things to do when you're getting compared to other people, and you have things to work from when you're doing your individual routine. So first, with the comparisons, what they do is they will bring you out with a group of girls that are in your height. They usually split it up between class A, B, C, and D. So for example, I'm in class A, so what they'll do for these comparisons where you show your mandatory poses, they'll bring all the girls out in class A and you will all do your quarter turns, and they'll direct you by saying like quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the right. This will make more sense when you see the video. And what they're doing in this section of the show is they're comparing you to all the girls that you're standing next to, and they're picking out the ones that they like and they're weeding out the ones that they don't like so they can get an idea of what everybody in that class is looking like. I will show you a video of what these look like.
The first pose is your front pose. You get to pick if your left leg or your right leg is forward. I like my left leg forward because my body just looks best that way. Posing is all about what looks best on your body. Your front foot will face forward and it'll be on the ball of your foot. Your back leg will be about an inch behind and at a 45-degree angle. Now, to get into the pose, you'll sit back on the back hip, slightly turning it back. What this does is make your waist look smaller and make your glute pop out from the front. Now, place the hand on the hip that is back and have the other hand open towards the judges. This hand will be gently placed by your side, but not covering your glute. The next pose is your first side pose. The back leg will be up on the ball of your foot and the front leg will be down. You're going to want to sit on the hip here too and turn it towards the judges. The majority of the weight is going to be on this leg. This is going to make your side glute pop out. Then, keeping your lower body in this position, you're going to turn your upper body towards the judges. Your back hand will be on your hip with your elbow forward, and your front arm will be gently placed by your side and open to the judges. The next pose is your back pose, where you'll want your feet slightly wider than hip distance apart with your toes pointed out. You're going to want to pretend you're doing an RDL and just focus on that stretch of the hamstring. Do not squeeze or flex here because it'll wash out the lines in your glutes, and that's what the judges want to see. Your hands are going to be close to your body, elbows tucked in, and placed on the top of your thighs. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like from the side. See, you're going to have a slight arch in your back, but almost looks like you're standing up straight as well. The next pose is your other side pose. You're going to do this on the other side. Everything will be the same as far as setting up, but your feet are going to be switched and you're going to show off the other side glute. Then you're going to return back to your front pose. The judges might have you do this a couple times in comparisons to see whose physique they like compared to others.
So the next video that you're going to see is a example of an amateur posing routine. So after you do your comparisons and your mandatory poses when you're with the other people in your group, you'll get your own chance to shine and you'll do your individual routine, which is about 15 seconds. And they're pretty strict on this. You don't get very much time, but the purpose of the individual routine is to show your best features. Like, where do you look the best? Where do you feel the most confident and comfortable? And how can you show off your physique in the best way that you can and everything that you work for in a small amount of time. So I'll show you an example of what my amateur routine looked like when I was an amateur. Now, the next video that you're going to see is some examples of transitions. So transitions are basically things that you do with your body to get you from one mandatory pose to another. So it would look kind of funny if you just went front pose and then like step, step, side pose, step. So there's things that you can do like flipping your hair. You can like look over your glute at the judges. Like there's different like sensual type of things that you can do to get from one movement to another so it seems flowy and cohesive and not so robotic. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of what that looks like in the next video. And the last video you're gonna see is an example of a pro routine. So once you're a pro, you get 45 seconds to a minute on your posing individual routine. You still do the comparisons with all the other pros. The only difference is that when you're a pro, they don't do anything that has to do with height. They just send all of the pros out at the same time and then they pick from there. So you can be next to really tall girls, really short girls, and it doesn't even matter. So when you're a pro, you get 45 seconds to a minute and you can literally do whatever you want. So you'll start to see like on the Olympia stage and the pros that they're doing some poses that aren't really the mandatory poses, and that's because they have so much time to be able to do that. And I think that they just allow you to do whatever you want to show your body. Obviously, we still incorporate the mandatory poses, so that's why you'll see in this next video that I do a couple of poses that are like different, and I move in ways that an amateur wouldn't, just because I have more time. Like 15 seconds versus like a minute is a big difference. So that's what I'm gonna show you next.
This is an example of a pro routine. It's about 45 seconds to a minute long, and you have free range to do your mandatory poses to show off your body in whichever way you'd like. I'm going to be doing some poses that are not your mandatory poses because I get a little bit more time when I'm posing, so I can have a little bit more free range. I'm not sure if the amateur status allow you to do any of these poses, but just wanted to show you what my posing routine is looking like now. Okay guys, I hope that video helped you and that you got a little idea of what the posing is like in a show. So I wanted to tell you guys about the decision that Zach and I have made for this season, and I am not going to be doing the show that I decided to do, which was May 7th. I have pushed it to a new show, which is going to be in Miami, which is June 4th. And I know I talked about it in the last video, but we finally made the decision that it was going to be best for my body and for my mental health to push it. And I already feel so much better knowing that I have more time to get ready for the show. So now we have about 10 weeks instead of 6 weeks. So I am excited. I don't want to show up in my first pro show anything but the absolute best that I can. And, you know, I'm glad that I'm not letting this affect me in a negative way and making me think that like, oh, you'll never be ready. But yeah, so we are moving the show. So you'll see at this video that, you know, we're further away from the show, but I'm excited. It's gonna be in Miami. And then after that, we'll kind of decide. The whole goal is to, you know, get first place. If I get first place in any of these upcoming shows, then I automatically qualify for the Olympia, which is December. So that's the goal of this series, guys. And I'm excited and I'm ready to do it. And I want to show up the best that I absolutely can. So that's what we're going to do. And we're gonna, you know, keep chugging along with this plan. And the next video, I'll let you know how I'm feeling with these new calories and the increased cardio. And yeah, things are about to get real quick. So I love you guys so much. And as always, I forgot. What do I say, guys? Oh, and as always, I love you all so much and you're more powerful than you think. Bye.